Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to do a couple quick videos tonight. I'm actually working day shift, work today and tomorrow. I had to go in and do some training, so it kind of really messed my sleep up. I think I got about 3 hours last night, and so it's a big switch going from third to second to first. But we have mandatory safety training at the beginning of every year, so yeah, we got that. But going back to second shift Wednesday, so more screwed up sleep. Anyway, thought while I had a few hours before I go to bed, go ahead and throw up a couple of videos. This first one is just a little stack of stuff that I've got in the past few months. Just stuff that I love. Some of it's comic related, some of it's not. Anyway, this first one I was really happy when I saw this was coming out. Of course, I'm a huge Peanuts fan, and I've got a bookshelf over this packed full of old Peanuts paperbacks, and there's a lot of like BC by Johnny Hart. I love BC. Hagar the Horrible and Zitz, Calvin and Hobbes, the whole thing. But and I know most of you probably know that Peanuts were actually featured in comic books in the 50s and 60s. Now, to me, I'm not really sure how the whole thing started. I know they were probably trying to get it was just making more money for the United Feature Syndicate. But anyway, all but like a tiny fraction of these stories weren't done by Charles Schulz. I think one guy named Jim Sasseville that actually was one of Schulz's art school colleagues took over the art chores and did all the color strips. And in the beginning, there were Peanuts in comics, but they were just like color reprints of some of the stuff that had already been in the newspaper strip. And I think around 57 or 58 maybe, they decided they were going to do all new stories. So that's kind of when, Sasseville and I think another artist named Hale took over the art chores, and they pretty much stayed true to Charles Schulz's style, which, I really love. But this is just a look, and a lot of this stuff appeared, it was all like Dell and Go Key later on, but it appeared like in the back of like Nancy and Sluggo, a comic called Fritzy Rich, Tip Top Comics, and later on the Peanuts had their own title, and I think they appeared in a few issues of Dell 4-Color before they went to Go Key. But just a real fascinating book, and I didn't know this until I was reading about it, but I think the Peanuts made over maybe 150 appearances in different comics, which is kind of surprising to me because I just thought it was maybe just like a little stack. But I kind of forget how popular Peanuts was, especially the way the popularity really grew in the late 50s and early 60s. But anyway, here's a hardback version, the Peanuts Dell Archive. And this reprints a lot of the aforementioned stories. It's a cool thing. I've got a few of the originals. I think I maybe got the first Go Key issue and some of the others, maybe some of the 4-Color stuff. But it all stays pretty true to Charles Schulz's style. I mean, nobody is Charles Schulz but Charles Schulz. That's just like somebody trying to be Jack Kirby. But lots of cool little stories. If you're a Peanuts fan, I would highly recommend this. I've got through about half of this. Like I say, it stays pretty true to Schulz's style. Nice little book. There's the back. It's published by Boom Studios. And here's some of the original covers. Like I say, I'm pretty sure I have 2 or 3 of these. But, for Peanuts fans and comic strip fans, this is a real nice little package. So, there we are. Peanuts Dell Archive. Good stuff. Okay, most of you know I'm a big Justice League fan, and I've known about this book for a while. I was a little disappointed in it. Because I think, it came out probably, 12 or 13 years ago. But I was a little disappointed in it. I thought it would be a little bit more thorough. It's the Justice League Companion. It's published by Tomorrow's, the same people that publish Back Issue and Alter Ego and comic book artists and all those great magazines. And this is actually a swipe by Bruce Timm of, I think, Justice League 48. I think probably Mike Sekowsky and Murphy Anderson did the original cover, but this is a swipe from number 48. And this just kind of covers, like mostly just the Silver Age. I think you get like a cover gallery and a synopsis, probably up to issue 99. I was expecting a little bit more, but, anything Justice League, I mean, I still like the book, but, and it's all in black and white. Lots of cool little articles about the origins of the JLA. Got some original art sketches in here. Got some great interviews with Murphy Anderson, Denny O'Neil, Mike Friedrich. So if you're a Justice League fan, I'm kind of waiting for a better version of this to come out. Like I say, here's some of the covers, and you can find a lot of this information elsewhere. But being a Justice League guy, I just kind of had to have this, and I got it for a good price. So there we go. And kind of in the same vein, I'm a big fan of the Justice Society, and I know a lot of you guys that watch this are too, especially the crossovers with the JLA and JSA. I know Steve, Charlton 66 is a big fan of the crossovers, and Alan from After Comics, Rod, Dr. Silver Age, and I know there's more guys out there that love this stuff. These two books that I really wanted, I have probably half the originals that these came out of. But there were two different titles in these trades. There was one called Crisis on Multiple Earths, and it just featured the JLA and the JSA team-ups, and I have most of those. But they had 2 volumes of Crisis on Multiple Earths, the team-ups, which was just like the reprints of the first Earth 1, Earth 2 Flash. So it got a great cover. I'm not sure, I haven't looked on the inside, but this looks a whole lot like Jerry Ordway, who did a great job on the All-Star Squadron and Shazam and the Superman books, and he was always one of my favorite artists as far as drawing the JSA. We got some great reprints. Like I say, got a reprint of the first Earth 1, Earth 2 Flash, which I'm still looking for a good deal on the original, because this is my holy grail, Flash 123. Had several chances to buy it, but either the condition wasn't right, or the price wasn't right, or something. But I think it reprints like the first 3 Flash of Earth 1 and Earth 2 team-ups. It's got the first appearance of the Guardians, reprinting, I think, Green Lantern 40. You have some Dr. Fate and Hourman team-ups, Solomon Grundy. I think a lot of these appeared either in Showcase or Brave and Bold. With some great Silver Age stuff. Black Canary, Starman. This is one of my favorites. I think I first read this in one of the JLA 100-pagers. Always one of my favorite stories. Starman and Black Canary versus the Mist. Great Murphy Anderson artwork in it. Okay. Then you got some Hourman. He kind of had a little backup in the Spectre comic in Silver Age with art by Dick Dillon. So lots of good stuff in there. And here's Volume 2. More of the same. Nice cover. I'm not really sure who this is by. But a lot of great team-ups. Got the first 2 Atom team-ups from Earth 1 and Earth 2. I just love this one. This was one of the first Silver Age books I ever bought from a back issue dealer. It was number 29. I think number 36 is the second team-up, probably, if I remember right. But yeah, a lot of Earth 1, Earth 2 Green Lantern team-ups. A lot of great Gil Kane art. Some more Flash team-ups, and we got the Justice Society. Just cannot beat it. Oh, and here's a good one. This reprints one of the Spectre Neil Adams issues. And I just acquired this, the last of the run, to complete this last year. But this is, some nice Neil Adams artwork in that one. Wildcat and Spectre. So, for fans of team-ups and alternate Earths and all kinds of stuff like that, good stuff. And last but certainly not least, everybody knows what a Planet of the Apes fan, F-A-N, fan. What an Apes fan I am. And I've got all the movies on DVD and Blu-ray and all kinds of versions, and I've got the documentaries and I've got books. But they came out with this book this past year, and I had pre-ordered it because I knew it was coming out. But here's like a really nice volume, The Making of the Planet of the Apes, the original movie. And this is where a documentary, can show like little snippets of, the background of how everything got started and the makeup and all this. I mean, this thing goes in depth times 10. So, I mean, even if you're not an Apes fan, if you're just a sci-fi fan and you're a fan of movies and you want to know how the inner workings are of how film gets started, I mean, this book is awesome. I mean, I'm probably maybe a third of the way through it. I've got it marked with a comic book. But, there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's like all kinds of great concept sketches from different artists, all kinds of great interviews, still photos of stuff, that I'd never seen. We just went through the process of how many, there's more great concept sketches. Just went through the process of how many drafts that the script went through Rod Serling and Michael Wilson, and I think originally they wanted to kill Taylor at the end of the Charlton Heston's character into the first movie, and the writer said, well, you can do that, but I think this ending would be much better. Of course, he died in the second movie, but there's some more concept sketches. More set photos. This is like a Planet of the Apes lover's dream here. Got a lot of great texts, a lot of great anecdotes, a lot of great photos from the movie, and from like in between takes and all that good stuff. So anyway, I won't go too overboard on it. Even though I could talk about this book forever. And the Apes. There's a great back cover. Everybody's seen this image, I'm sure. But like I say, even if you're not an Apes fan, the inner workings of how a movie gets started, and like all the trials and tribulations as far as the producer, Arthur P. Jacobs, and the associate producer, I think Mort Abrams, and John Chambers, who did such a great job on the makeup. It's just a fantastic book. So I'm going to stop right there. Okay, guys. That's all I got for this one. Hope you guys are having a great week. And I will see you in the next video. Onward and upward.